it is distinctly worrying me how much this is not displaying us as live.
Let me get
No,
on
it's fine.
Twitch and
It's
see what
fine.
shows up.
It is there. It's just not displaying it for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I forgot to change what the stream is here. It is the Picudos de Ceiba, who are 27 and. Boy, boy. I don't even remember their record right now. Give me one sec. 27-15. I always forget that every other team has played 4 extra games versus the Navegadores. I
Mm-hmm.
well, some of them have played 2 extra games, but I think the Naves are definitely one of the teams that's played the lowest number of games. Anyway, buenas noches, gente. This is, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. With me, as always, is my co-host, the redoubtable Luisa. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Been a warm week this week, and tried to get outside more and do more exercise, which is obviously my first mistake.
That's true.
And we've got a heck of an exciting game for you this time around because what's going on here? This is a divisional match. The Navegadores de Naguabo, for the past 3 years, for 1902 and 1903, certainly have been able to count on basically just sleepwalking their way to the divisional banner. That is not the
Hmm.
case this year. Ceiba, the Picudos, which is Spanish for billfish or marlins, they have made a lot of changes to their roster, or at least that's what it seemed like, because we couldn't figure out another way that they would be just 3 games back of the division lead. They're literally just 27-15. It's wild that they would be that close. For reference, Naguabo is sitting on 30 wins and 11 losses. So there's not a whole lot separating these two clubs. And Seba, in fact, if I say ELO rating or ELO rating, do you know what I'm talking about?
You've told me before, but all I can remember is Electric Light Orchestra.
Knew
So,
that was coming. I saw that a mile away. Anyway,
hmm
ELO rating is basically a way of rating competitors. It's usually used for chess very often, but Stats Plus, which we subscribe to, allows you to do it for teams. And basically, what it is you start with a neutral ELO rating, and every time you win, you get a certain number of points determined by how tough the opponent that you won against is. If you lose to an opponent that's not very tough, or if you lose points, obviously. But the
hmm
toughness is the key thing. So, for example, if you win a game against an opponent that you really weren't supposed, quote unquote, to beat, you get a lot of points for doing that. Your elo will increase very heavily
Ah,
because it's remarking on how you seem to be, increasing. But obviously, if that's a volatile thing, if it turns out that that's a flash in the pan and you're actually not that good, then your elo rating will go back down when you play somebody that is closer to your level and lose.
that makes sense. That does seem like a better metric than just racking up the score of the game.
Exactly. By the way, Will is agreeing with you that ELO is Electric Light Orchestra as well. I think sometimes it's
hmm
pronounced ELO. It's a Hungarian last name, if I remember correctly. So
Is it?
it's a mathematician
Interesting.
who came up with the system. I think in the 1930s. At any rate, it is so.
The only last name I know is Mr. Blue Sky.
There it is. You're not even on that social medium.
That is a yellow song.
I am aware.
So I am allowed to talk about it.
Don't bring me down, please.
Oh no. It's going off the rails pretty quickly
Yes, it
today.
has. At any rate, Naguabo is actually currently, if I remember correctly, not the top team by Elo, Elo, whatever you want to call it. Right now, I believe that title goes to Kamui. I might be wrong on this. But Ceiba has had the biggest Elo spike of 1904 so far. It's always possible that this is a mirage and things are going to go wrong down the line, but so far they really seem to be holding on, mostly buoyed by the 1-2 punch at the top of the rotation, which is Kane O'Leary and Vicente Rivera, who have been just absolutely amazing, and both have the potential to be 1 and 2 ace pitchers in the future. But that is not who's pitching for them tonight. No, tonight they are sending lefty Sancho Rodriguez to the mound. One of the, some years ago, probably one of the premier Mexican pitchers in the league. But this year, he's been doing fine for now, but the underlying numbers don't look great. It seems that he's picked up some kind of trick in the offseason, and hitters just haven't figured it out yet. But once they do, he's going to be in trouble, and that night might be tonight. On the other side, of course, we have the Navegadores behind Ted Balloon, who will be debuting all new home uniforms tonight.
Oh, exciting.
And, well, Luisa, we know that sometimes people don't so much watch these games as listen to them. And so they may not be aware that right now we can see what our simulator believes to be the advantage at each position. So, pitcher, catcher, first base, all the way down to designated hitter. Would you care to tell the listeners what that looks like and especially the resulting sentiment that you're getting from that's inspiring?
Uh-huh. So I know that the game simply compares numbers and decides who is the more apt player at that position on each team. And very unusually, this very rarely happens. In this case, every single advantage goes to Nogabo. You don't see that ever, basically. There's always somebody on the other team who's considered better, but that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at a lot of blue numbers from the Navegadores, and then we're looking at a lot of yellow and green numbers from the Picudos. And I know the numbers can go all the way down through orange and red to like the worst, but yellow and green, it's not very good. So because of all this, because the Naves have such a clear advantage, I am very nervous that they're going to blow this game somehow.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
It is. I mean, I am no less nervous than you are. Let's be honest here. This could go so badly and so quickly. I think.
Yes.
So Ted had a rough go of it for the past few games. Ted Balloon, our pitcher here, he lost 2 starts in May the 7th and the 11th, and then he kind of. And here's the thing: Ted this year seems to have focused on becoming kind of a strikeout pitcher. Not really, not in the way that like a Garcia brother would be. Rafael on the Rafael on the Quesiteros, Isidoro on the Cítricos. Those guys are strikeout pitchers. But Ted has racked up multiple games where he's striking out 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. And by definition, to strike out a lot of guys, you got to throw in the zone. And when you throw pitches in the zone, people are going to make contact. That's how that works. There's nothing you can do about that. So
batters are always trying something.
So there have been some games where I think he's pitched okay. He's done certainly what he can, but as a result, guys have gotten on base, and all you need is a couple errors, a wild pitch, anything like that. That's a run home. We know this. We know that in 1903, 1904, any kind of screw up, and there are always like a couple dozen per game, sometimes there's a couple dozen per team, will cause some problems. So that's what we're looking at today, and we're kind of hoping that it won't be the case, basically. Ted, in a lot of ways, the metrics are actually really nice. There's a very complex metric that I cannot begin to explain to you. It's called skill independent ERA. I have no idea skill independent seems to mean basically it's based on the quality of contact, like how many times he's gotten hit hard, how many times he's gotten hit to the power alleys or out of the park, that kind of thing, as opposed to like
Okay.
weak grounders, things like that. And Ted's is the lowest it's ever been, but I also don't know how that relates to the average uh, Sierra, I guess you would say, across the league. I don't know if that is above average, below average, or where it is. I will tell you that in the two more
Wow.
traditional metrics, earned run average, he's currently 32% better than an average pitcher, which is the best he's ever done. And in terms of fielding
That's pretty good.
independent pitching, which focuses on the things that he can control, so that's strikeouts, walks, home runs, and hits by pitch, which we all know that the hits by pitch was a Ted Balloon weakness. He still, I believe, has the career record for hit batsmen in the 20th century. I think
Wow.
he's the only
Wow.
pitcher to have hit more than 90 guys.
Well, yeah. It is an important distinction, I suppose.
This year, he has never been. So there is a normalized statistic, very annoying in this case because you want the number to be lower. Normally, that's
Hmm.
not the case with normalized statistics, but in this case, it is because they're trying to make it for pitchers. You want every number except strikeouts to be lower, so they're trying to make it that. Anyway, point being, he's never been more than the best he's ever been is like 13% above average in that. This year, he's sitting at 34%, so he's more than doubled kind of his
Oh,
command
man.
performance, his ability to control the at bat himself.
That sounds good. That sounds like a good sign, a good
It
trend.
does. Let's see if that's going to happen tonight.
Hey, I have a question seeing this
Mm-hmm.
lineup. I would say if there's any weakness at all from the Naves in what we're seeing right here, it is in our catchers, Stonehand and Salmarone. Do you think that might make things harder for Ted?
When you say weaknesses, do you mean they have the lowest numbers?
Yes, and I know both of them have been struggling a bit lately.
Stonehand did come back down to earth. He was doing
Okay.
incredibly well through the end of April to a point where we were beyond amazed. He walked off 3 games in the space of a week. It was nuts what he was doing. We were amazed. Now, he has come back down
Mhm.
to earth, but not defensively. He's still doing pretty well, although his arm seems a bit weaker than it was last year. Having said that, nobody has told the rest of the league, so they've still had the fewest attempts on stolen bases of anybody in the league. People are still afraid to steal on him, even though they haven't figured out yet that his arm isn't as good as it was last year,
Ah, well, I hope they can keep that going
for
then.
sure. And then Salmeron today is not catching. Salmeron today is actually a designated hitter because
Okay.
poor Jacques is apparently retired. So
Oh.
we're giving him the day off. Actually, a bunch of these guys were about to get a scheduled day off, and we're like, no, we're streaming tonight. You're back in the lineup. Get out of here, Dusan Radoslavovich. Get out of here. Valdez is going to take that spot. And we might see, depending on how things go. I mean, if, not to jinx it, not to express a wish here that may or may not happen, but like if it
Mhm.
gets to the eighth inning and they're ahead by like 15 runs, we might bring in some of those guys just to get them reps. That could happen.
Yep. All right. Let's see what they do.
All right. So before we have first pitch, get started, the whole 9 yards, we of course have to have a word from the most beautiful of our beautiful sponsors. Louisa, who are we talking about tonight? And every night.
We are talking. Yes, that's right. Always, forever. Our eternal sponsor. This is Dr. Gonzalez Wood Tar Liquor. 50,000 patients have been cured over 10 years using this wonderful elixir. Chronic colds, rogue coughs, abundant chest discharges, asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory ailments have all been cured by it. It helps with consumption and bladder catarrh. It purifies overhumored blood, and it whets the appetite for fattening. Not to be confused with other Dr. Gonzalez wood tar liquors, except no substitutes. And, of course, it's sold in all good pharmacies especially San Juan's own Farmacia Guillermetti at the corner of Calle de San Francisco and Calle de la Cruz.
Thank you very much, Louisa. We are about to head in for the first pitch of the game, but before that, we are going to announce the starting lineups for tonight. First, for the visiting Picudos de Ceiba in their resplendent away blue and white. Batting leadoff and playing second base, number 4, Camulógeno Vélez. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 40, Enrique Santos. Batting third and playing first base, number 18, Sam Thompson. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 34, Menendo Tafoya. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 17, Julian Alvarez. Batting sixth and playing the designated hitter, normally a shortstop apparently, number 15, Luis Davila. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 21, Teucro Gonzalez. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 20, Otilio Valle. Batting ninth and catching, number 24, Pablo Gaitan. Pitching for the Picudos de Ceiba, number 22, Sancho Rodriguez. For your Navegadores de Naguabo, tonight's starting lineup is batting leadoff and playing first base, number 16, Rob the Crackle Feaster. Batting second and playing left field, number 37, Vidal Santiago. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 6, Benji Valdez. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 56, Frank del Castillo. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 12, Wally Bach. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 27, Graham Underwood. Batting seventh and the designated hitter, number 17, Pablo Salmeron. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 4, Etaoin Sherlew. Batting ninth and catching, number 0, Spike Stonehand. Pitching for the Navegadores de Naguabo tonight, it is number 2, Ted Looney Balloony Balloon. You know this man, fastball, curveball, forkball, and changeup. Let's see what he's got for us tonight at La Timonera. Once again, we're seeing blue and sapphire, a C out there. I think I think the blue is confusing the sapphire. It's turning it like almost black.
Yes. That seems to be true. Yeah.
Oh boy, the audience is vibrating.
They're so excited.
Exactly. That is a... Stop me if you've heard this one before. Ted throws a changeup below the zone to start the game, and it hits the dirt. 1-0.
Now let me ask you. Is that first pitch worse than a lot of celebrities throwing out a first pitch at Major League games? Because it seems like it is.
Considering how close it came to hitting him, probably. Also forgot to mention, leading off for the Picudos, Camulógeno Vélez, the second baseman, currently hitting .347, OPS of .862. Not bad at all. No home runs, but 14 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch. Oh ho! He chopped that one at the very last minute and sent it foul. A second changeup high in the zone. Worked out for him. 1-1.
That was beautifully in the zone.
Mm-hmm. Did you see those Compass roses on their pants there?
No.
It's down the leg there. We'll probably see it in the fielding plays a little bit more. Fastball. Vélez watches that one go by because for some reason he decided to bunt. Well, if you're waiting for that one, drink. Inexplicable mid-at-bat bunting.
Some surprising moves. First pitch on the ground. A guy tries to bunt right away. It's a strange game.
2-1. Amazing. Vélez lances that one into left field, but it arcs foul away from Vidal Santiago.
Tragic.
Evens the count at 2. Another fastball. 2 changeups, 2 fastballs. Let's see if Ted's going to go for one of his breakers now. And got him! A curveball just in the zone, just a little bit above the bottom edge there, and that's out number 1. Ted collects his first strikeout on the first batter of the game. Up comes shortstop Enrique Santos. Currently, he's batting .294, OPS of 750. No home runs and 17 runs batted in. 1 out, and the base is empty. Swung on and fouled off immediately on the fastball. 0-1. Corner pitch there, sent away. Balloon misses inside with a curveball to even the count. 1-1. That one is also fouled off. It'll be 1-2 now. 2 strikes here. Let's see if Ted's approach stays strong. Ooh. Just barely misses the zone with that curveball. That could have been a called strike 3. That could have been a swinging strike 3. Not a terrible pitch to choose there for Ted Balloon. Let's see if he can complete the strikeout here on the 2-2 pitch.
Come on, Ted.
Nope. Lanced foul. That is still his one weakness. He still throws way too many pitches. 2-2 count.
Yeah.
Swung on and sent to Eto'o Lou at second. He's got it, makes the overhand throw, and that is out number 2.
Nice.
Cute little numbers on the back of those uniforms.
Yeah, they're nicely rounded. You don't see that so much.
These Ceiba uniforms. Sorry, we're very proud of these because these were kind of winged in the 20 or 30 minutes before we got online, and we think they came off pretty good. So
They did.
We're very happy with them. You see that snake skin that's supposed to be fish scales?
Oh, behind the logo,
on
yes.
the shoulders and everything.
Oh, I thought it was just like a gradient. I'll have to take a closer look.
Up comes Sam Thompson, the first baseman, currently hitting .264, OPS of 694, no home runs, 21 runs batted in. Great disciplined batter so far. That on-base percentage of .363, maybe the lowest that Ted has faced yet, but it ain't nothing. In another year, Sam Thompson would be exactly the kind of hitter everybody would be after. This year, he's drawn 21 walks to just 27 strikeouts. He drew 3 walks over his previous 2 games, so he's seen the ball quite well.
Oh, yeah.
Forkball misses low, 1-0.
He's clearly got a good eye.
Mm-hmm. But he watches that changeup, and up goes the umpire's arm. That's strike 1 to even the count. 1-1 now. Hit through the left side gap on the infield. And if you were hoping to see a Ted Balloon no-hitter tonight, well, you are up Poop Creek. That is a chopped line drive into left field. Thompson makes it to first on that one, and we have a base runner to deal with. Not a particularly fast one, so we shouldn't see a whole lot of hullabaloo on the bases, especially with Menendo Tafoya at bat. Menendo Tafoya currently hitting .293, OPS of 709, has a home run on the year, the only member of the Ceiba lineup to have one, and 22 runs batted in. Tafoya not too long ago was a perennial Ilustrísimo candidate, and everyone thought, here's going to be the guy who's going to save the Vejigantes, and then he got traded. Even, I'm actually kind of shocked that he's still playing for Ceiba. Everybody seemed to think he would get traded sometime last year, and it just never came to pass. Amazing that they managed to hold on to him, really. They were very tempted to make some daring trades, shall we say.
Is he past his prime, do you think, or is he just in a slump?
He can't be that old. Yeah, he's only 32. He's actually, in terms of getting on base and in terms of power, he's actually doing a lot better than he was last year. And last year he was below average for, I think, literally the first time in his career. But he's generally been regarded as a big-time all-star. And everybody seems to really like having him around and everything. So maybe he's, what do you call it, like a proof of concept here for Ceiba. If we can get this guy to come along and want to be involved in the project, then you should want to be involved as well.
That is good strategy.
2 outs and a man on first. Here goes. Nothing. Is that going to be called? Yeah, fastball. Called a strike on that one. 0-1 on Menendo Tafoya. That one's going to miss. And sure enough, it is a second fastball inside 1-1. Ted, change up low in the zone, 1-2. So Ted's got into 2 strikes on, I think, all the batters he's faced. Maybe not Thompson. Let's see if he'll finish Tafoya off here. Got him! Nails him with a forkball inside, and Tafoya could not resist the swing. So, just the hit, and that's all for Ceiba here in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom, and the top of the Navegadores lineup will get to face Sancho Rodriguez. Ooh, I didn't know their catcher wore green gear. That's amazing.
I like that. It was a good combo.
Yeah, that used to be their secondary color, but they've gone towards the navy and the white a lot more to kind of keep that unified look.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up comes Rob Feaster, the first baseman. He's currently just hitting .255, but he is on-basing .351. That's right. His on-base percentage is nearly 100 points higher than his batting average, by which I mean this man draws walks. This man loves drawing walks. This man has drawn 22 walks to just 13 strikeouts on the year.
That's great.
His power, however, hasn't been very present so far. OPS of .668, no home runs and 17 runs batted in. I will tell you, however, that his OPS improved in May by 100 points so far, and against lefties, he is currently OPSing .851.
Ooh.
So against...
That sounds almost impossible.
Yeah, so against Southpaw Sancho, we'll see what's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing he's about to ground out on the first pitch, but we'll see. Sancho Rodriguez has so far limited opponents to a .548 OPS. He's 6-6, 2.30 ERA. As that changeup is outside for a strike, 34 strikeouts to 12 walks. Rodriguez throws a fastball, sinker, and cutter, but his money pitch is also a changeup. He came over from the Quiristas in 1902 in the offseason, and last year he did okay, but otherwise has been a singularly undistinguished pitcher in this era. The kind of, we call them lastre in Puerto Rico. Ballast would be the term.
Oh, okay.
You know, as in...
Also a very good nautical term.
Yeah, somebody's got to fill out the bottom, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
0-1.
And then if your team starts sinking, you throw them overboard first thing.
There goes Feaster, arcing one foul to make it 2 strikes with no balls. That was a fastball that he sent out that way. Let's see here if Rodriguez can finish him off. He's got him in the hole here. Ooh, look at those green sneakers. Beautiful. Feaster lands... right to Sam Thompson. If that makes it just a little bit over his head, that might not even have been a single. That might have been a double with Feaster's foot speed.
Man.
All right, next up comes Vidal Santiago, currently hitting .284, OPS of .683. No home runs, 13 runs batted in. Vidal, one of the very consistent bats we've seen from Naguabo over the past 2 years, as he immediately sends that one on the first pitch to Camilo Genoveses.
This is too good, jumping up and catching that. Come on, give him a break.
4 pitches and 2 outs for Sancho Rodriguez here in the first. Benji Valdez will come up with a chance to lengthen the inning. He's currently batting .259, OPS of .744, no home runs and 13 runs batted in. Let's see here if he's batted against Rodriguez. He's actually doing quite badly against lefties for the first time in his career, batting just .133 against them during the season. But he's also only gotten 15 at-bats against lefties. So, against Rodriguez, he is batting .429. Let's see.
That's pretty good,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, it is. Let's see if it'll continue. Valdez! Foul. Just barely. Fastball there. Looked like he pulled the trigger really well on that one. Let's see if he'll challenge him again with a fastball. Fouls that one off as well. Boy, he is aggressive right now. He's actually under 200 in average in May, which always can cause a batter like Benji to maybe press at the plate a little bit too much, push too hard on pitches.
Yeah.
He's got to keep that under control. 0-2 count.
Mm-hmm.
Hit hard into left center field. That's going to be into Triple's alley. I will be very shocked if Benji stops at second base here. He's going to break for... Yep, on the bounce, and there is Benji with a stand-up triple. The first hit of the game, and Sancho Rodriguez has to deal with a man 90 feet away for the go-ahead run.
Oh, man, let's go.
That is his 8th triple of the season there. Really improves his average in May, I would imagine, and against lefties. Let's see here now. His pitching splits after that one. Pardon me, his batting splits after that one. He's now batting .203 in May, and against lefties, that raised his batting average all the way from, I think it was 133 to 188. Mind you, he's still hitting them hard. That's his second triple off a lefty. All right, here we go. Frank de Castillo up to bat. He's been on a heater lately. And Frank,
nice.
Man, he was not doing so good this year. Frank has had a little bit of trouble getting started. We're not sure what's up with that. Maybe disappointment at, not getting the championship last year. But in April, he was actually just batting .225. So far in May, he's really turned things around. He's batting over 300. On base, over 350. So right now, total for the year, his average is 257, OPS of 691, no home runs, and 21 runs batted in, just under half of which have come in his 59 at-bats in May. Here goes
Amazing.
Nothing. Also seems to be, to my eye, yeah. In April, he struck out 12 times and drew only 8 walks. In May, which is not over, he's drawn 6 walks to just 5 strikeouts. Here goes Rodriguez. He rears back, and that cutter misses low. 1-0. First taken pitch, I want to say here. As that sinker is called a strike. Inside, but a strike, 1-1. That one's also called a strike on the fastball. De Castillo waiting for his pitch here, and I think he's going to get stuck waiting. I think this next pitch goes by him. Here goes nothing. Got him! Struck him out with another cutter, and Naguabo gets their own base hit out of the first, but is sat down otherwise. So we will continue. We go on to the second, and it is a scoreless tie. Ted Balloon took a 7-3 record and 88.1 innings into that first inning with an ERA of 2.14, 69 strikeouts, and 21 walks. He's added another 2 today, pushed his number over 70. He allowed a hit in that first inning over 18 pitches. He now faces the 5-6-7 hitters, starting with Julian Alvarez, the center fielder who's currently hitting .215, OPS of 5.27, no home runs, and 16 runs batted in. Ted could really use a fast inning here, which I don't think he's going to get, but that's okay. He's got the stamina. As he fouls away that forkball, 0-1. Swings on that one and fouls it off the other way. Man, both those pitches got hit hard, but foul. A forkball and a fastball. Alvarez is being very aggressive here at the plate. Let's see if he'll pull the trigger on this third one. Nope. Fastball barely misses, and it is 1-2 now. See what Ted goes for on this next pitch. Got him! Third strikeout of the game for Ted Balloon on a forkball. His second on the forkball, and that's out number 1. He will now face designated hitter Luis Davila, who is currently hitting .282, OPS of 7.26, no home runs, 15 runs batted in. He has faced Balloon 4 times and gotten 2 hits. With 1 out and the bases empty, let's see if Balloon can win this battle today. As he misses just barely with the changeup, 1-0. Edge call there goes to Davila. Swings on that one. It is hit to center field. Ham Underwood coming in. He's got it on the run. That's out number 2.
All right, here we go.
We're going to watch that one again. I tell you what, that's a 5-star catch from Graham Underwood over there in center field. Look how much distance he's got to cover on a hard line drive, and he makes it look easy.
Nice work, Ham.
Beautifully done on that forkball to get the line out. I don't know if you noticed, but Ham Underwood, who is, for those of you who are unaware, that is Louisa's special prospect. He actually finally hit his max rating defensively in center field.
Oh, did he? That's very
Yeah,
exciting.
his highest rating there was going to be 86. So he made it over the course of a month, which is weird. Last year when he was backing up, what's his name, Roberto Calzacao, he would start every fifth, sixth game or something like that, and he wouldn't pick up any points. And I don't know what it is about. I think the way that it works, or simulator, how it rates these things, is like a weird reverse of Dungeons and Dragons experience levels. It's like the more time you spend, the less in a position, or sorry, the better you are at a position, the less time you have to spend getting better at it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. If you just intuitively know what to do
Yeah,
about
like
it.
once he figured out the basics of playing there, he just kept getting better at it faster.
Aha, that's good. That's very good
Yeah,
news. This is his first year fully in that position. I'm glad he's doing well with it.
exactly. No, I believe he's been worth, with that catch, probably 4 runs, 5 runs in that saved. And
Ooh,
so far, I don't want to
excellent.
jinx it, but he's had 95 chances, 96 chances, and those have been 95 putouts and 1 assist. No errors.
Oh, man, that is exciting.
Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Teocro Gonzalez, the right fielder, is next up. He's batting. Wow. 349, OPS of 843. And he seems to be a starter, so this is definitely one of those cases of a real mayfly batter here. He's showing up now, and there's no way he's going to stay this good for the rest of the year. But as long as he does, Ceiba's going to want him there. 2 outs, base is empty as Teocro Gonzalez watches a curveball miss low, 1-0. You know, Ted's edge pitches are way better than they have been in previous games.
That's good.
Except,
Is he getting more
yeah,
control?
except for that fastball he just threw. That was terrible. But and the changeup in
Well,
the dirt. But for the most part, he's throwing close enough to the zone that an umpire might say, nah, I'll give it to him. Anyway,
well, that's
he
good.
doesn't get either call in this case, and he's currently behind 2-0. Let's see if he can put away Teodoro Gonzalez here. That is fouled backwards. A strike is a strike on the fastball, 2-1. Next pitch is flown out. I'm guessing that's going to be foul. And sure enough, it is. So we'll run it back. 2-2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Balloon versus Gonzalez here as he goes for the next pitch and misses low. A fork ball low that time, and boy, with 2 outs and no one on, this is a little bit of cowardly pitching I didn't expect this early on in the game. But that does bring us to a full count. So here are the 6 words everyone loves to hear during a baseball game. This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
Coming in. Swung on and missed! Gonzalez chases the fastball below the
Nice.
zone. Ted Balloon gets his 4th strikeout and a clean inning on, I believe, 12 pitches. Ceiba goes home angry after that one, or at least back to the dugout. And we head into the bottom of the second with the 5, 6, 7 hitters up against Sancho Rodriguez. Sancho Rodriguez, 1 inning, 11 pitches, a hit and a strikeout, and he will now face Wally Balk, who is the only member so far of the Naguabo lineup to have hit multiple home runs. He's got 2 Wally Wallops on the year. Currently, he's hitting 279,
Nice.
OPS of 710, the 2 aforementioned dingers, and 17 delicious runs batted in. Wally is, let's see, is he doing okay against lefties? Because against Rodriguez, he has not done well historically. He's got a 120 average and 25 ABs. That's going to be what? 25 at bats. That's got to be 3 hits, I guess. Yeah, that's going to be
Okay.
3 hits and 25 at bats. That is horrible. And he is actually not doing so good against lefties this year, weirdly enough. Normally, he's a pretty reliable anti-lefty bat. Wonder what's up with that. I'll tell you what's up with that. He's barely faced any. They've barely faced any lefty pitchers
Oh, well, that's good news for us, I guess.
They have had 8 games against lefty pitchers in which they have gone 4-4. So it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. They haven't faced a ton of them,
Okay.
but on the other hand, they are. They haven't faced a lot of lefty pitchers, but when they have not been good. Let's put it that way.
That's a shame.
Well, let's see if they can fix it. First pitch to Wally Balk is going to be called a strike, isn't it? Yep, of course it is. Of course it is. Change up, just barely in the zone, 0-1. That one misses, a cutter low, 1-1. Balk swings right through the second cutter there, 1-2. Quick AB so far. He's got to get his head back in it here. Balk grounds that one out to Vélez at second base. He's got to make the throw overhand in plenty of time, and that's out number 1. Graham Underwood comes up next. He's currently hitting .250, OPS of .584, 1 home run, and 19 runs batted in. Has had some trouble getting on base, if not by the bat. We're hoping that putting him with Salmeron and Shirley, clustering those 3 lefties there at the bottom of the lineup, will maybe help a little bit. Because this is the one you want to. If you have to pitch to one of them, it's probably Ham. He's the one who's most likely to make contact and be out based on that. But we'll see what happens there.
I hope not today.
Hope not either. That would be good for the team. With 1 out, bases empty. Underwood, great eye on that one. Sinker misses low, and it's 1-0.
Oh, I see that compass on the pants now. It's great.
Underwood grounds that one to the shortstop there. Throw is going to come in, and he'll be out by a couple of steps. He made it close, but not close enough.
Darn.
That's out number 2. Pablo Salmeron comes up to bat. He is batting. Now, granted, mother of all small sample size warnings, but he is batting .388, OPS of .915, which we would consider the team lead if, he hadn't only had 49 ABs and 13 runs batted in, which is kind of crazy that he has that many, given that that's how many Benji and Vidal have, given that that's more than Stonehand has, and they're starters.
Mm-hmm.
So, with 2 outs and the bases empty, let's see what he can do. He's had a couple triples already this year, which is very funny. That should not be possible. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Swings on that one and lifts it. It's a big, big fly out into left field. Should be very catchable. Whoa, did he drop it? He did!
Whoa, okay.
And
now what's happening?
Poor Otilio Valle has to go get it all the way over there. It's a flub and a reach on error for Pablo Salmeron, who will make it to second thanks to that drop. Right. That puts a man in scoring position for the second time in as many innings, and let's see if Eto'o and Shirley can make this happen. He's currently batting.
Salmeron isn't going to try to steal, is he?
No, he's a terrible runner.
But he's not going to try, though, is he? I'm nervous now.
No, he has literally been told never to steal a base.
Okay, good.
Shirley is currently hitting .242, OPS of .623, no home runs, and 18 runs batted in. I believe, in fact, Salmeron is career 1 for 2 on stolen bases, and both of those attempts were in 1902.
Oh, wow.
Here goes nothing. Shirley watches that one away, but not away enough. Oh, come on!
Ugh.
All right, 0-1. Is that a strike too? It is, isn't it? Yep, that fastball is called a strike, and thanks to a lucky call, Rodriguez has Shirley in the hole here. Let's see if he'll finish him off. That is swung on and arced very foul. Salmeron will have to run back to second on that one. Will sums up the talk we had with Salmeron on strategy. If you really think you can steal a base, no, you can't.
Yeah.
There was nothing. That
Ooh,
cutter.
that looked pretty good.
Oh, what a take. That cutter misses by the barest of
Wow.
margins, and it's 1-2 now.
A better margin than the second pitch, you might say.
Yes, yes, I would. That one also misses. Sancho feeling his oats here a little bit. The sinker away. The sinker less away than the one that was called a strike.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Get them.
That one is chopped down the foul line. I don't know why we're focusing the camera on it. We can't even see it. 2-2 still. Shirley has at least had a decent at bat here. As he watches another pitch miss low, and unbelievably, Shirley has worked a full count. This will be a payoff pitch.
Here we go.
That's a walk.
Oh, okay. We're still in business.
Shirley works a walk, and there will be 2 on for Spike Stonehand. And while in previous years, you could pretty much go get a beer during this at bat and not miss anything, that is not the Spike Stonehand we have seen this year. The power isn't there, and he is still only hitting 228. But his on-base percentage is north of 300. He's got 11 runs batted in on the year. His numbers are better than they have been. He's drawn. So, here, let me put it to you this way. Last year, he struck out 107 times. I don't know if you saw the answer. How many walks did he draw? Did you see the number?
No, I didn't.
Do you want to take a guess?
I don't think I could do a good job.
What if I told you it was in the single digits? It was 8. He drew 8 walks to 107 strikeouts last year.
Boy.
This year, he has drawn 14.
All right. Some character growth here.
Exactly. So we're hoping that this is going to go better. Especially because apparently he's hitting a lot better at home than away. Here goes nothing.
Yeah.
As that's in there with a fastball, 0-1. Stonehand lines it into center field. That drops! It's safe! It's a base hit!
Yes.
Do we want to send Salmeron home?
Oh man. I can't decide. That's way too tough. He's so unlikely to make it, isn't he? Okay.
That's... Oh, man, he bit... Oh. Well,
yeah.
Salmeron slams into Pablo Gaitan at home. It's a play at the plate, and he is out. And that will end the inning. That's very unfortunate. It looked like that throw was going to hit the dirt in front of the plate and bounce over the catcher for a second there. But, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. They will get more chances like that. It seems like they're starting to get to Rodriguez here. They improved on that first inning. They made him throw 19 pitches in the second. So the hope is that they start draining pitches out of him. That's when they'll have him on the ropes. In the meantime, it's up to Ted Balloon to keep the third a scoreless inning. Through 2 innings, he's thrown 30 pitches, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and he will now face the 8-9-1 hitters. Starting with Odilio Valle, who is hitting 217, OPS of 536, no home runs, and 8 runs batted in. Who is the third base coach? I want to say his name is Cobrillas Gallo. Julian Alvarez isn't supposed to have a good arm, so that was a 50-50 shot. We faced better center fielders than that and gotten the run in on them.
Okay.
It's either Cobrillas Gallo or Pascual Bracamonte. I never remember which is first and which is third. As Valle fouls that one off down the right baseline. What's up?
I said Gigi. I'm imagining a nickname for him that was Gigi.
Yeah, Cobrillas, good game, Gallo.
There we go.
No, I mean, I think, sorry, Will, I think it is a legit question, why would you send him there? I think playing the percentages, it's like a coin flip, and there were 2 outs, so I'm not too mad about the decision. If it had been 1 out, and that turns into, some other horrible double play situation or something, then, yeah, that would be infuriating. All right, 0-1 count. Ted throws a forkball low, 1-1. Man, that high curveball, that was... Oh, he hit him! That curveball got away from Ted there, and that'll put a man on to lead off the inning. Here comes the catcher, Pablo Gaitan, who just ended that previous inning by hanging on to the ball. He is currently hitting .232, OPS of .524, no home runs, 12 runs batted in, with a fast man on. Let's see if they decide to challenge Stonehand here. Oh, he goes for the bunt. Stonehand has it. Is he going to have time to make the throw? He does. It'll be a successful sacrifice bunt. 1 out traded for Valle going to second on the fastball there. That turns the lineup over. And up comes Camilo Genoveles, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Man on second and 1 out. Pardon me. Changeup actually catches the zone this time. 0-1. Is that going to be called a strike? Yes, it will. Just barely. Strike 1 and strike 2 on Vélez with a changeup and then a curve. Let's see if he'll finish him off here. He does! 3-pitch strikeout from Ted Balloon with 2 successive curveballs. 5th strikeout of the game for Ted here in the 3rd inning, and he will now face Enrique Santos, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Man on second with 2 outs. Wow, pumps that one right down the pipe. A fastball, and it's strike 1. That one looks like it missed just a little bit. The fastball, 1-1. That is swung on. Hit to Benji Valdez, who's running in to get it. He makes the throw, and he gets his opposite number at first. That is a scoreless 3rd for Ted Balloon. The side's retired, and the only runner they got had to sacrifice part of his flesh to get there. There's still no score as we head into the home 3rd. And it'll be the top of the lineup once again against Sancho Rodriguez, who is through 2 innings on 29 pitches, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Rob Feaster opens up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He will not be 0 for 1 for long.
Come on, Rob.
Fastball misses low, 1-0. Feaster up the middle! And he is now 1 for 2 as he makes that his first hit of the night.
All right, someone on base, and it's not 2 outs. That's amazing.
See, the fun bit here, very true. See, the fun bit here is that he was never going to be 0 for 1 for long, because if he didn't get a base hit, he was going to be 0 for 2. So the only way that would work is if he drew a walk. Then he'd be 0 for 1.
This is like a real Professor Layton logic puzzle.
I'm going to pretend I know what that means. Moving on, Vidal Santiago is 0 for 1 on the day. Let's see, are they going to challenge Gaitan's arm? Yes, they are, and here's the question. Oh, he's going to get thrown out by a mile. This pitcher has a lethal pickoff move, but the catcher has what we would call in Spanish a pistolita, a derringer attached to his arm. Like, he can't throw.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
we're going to have to see off of whom Feaster is going to try and steal. Because he will. Let's make this insanely clear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Pitch inside. Nope, Feaster not going on that first one. A fastball. Doesn't like his chances. 1-0. Santiago fouls that one away, and it's 1-1. A fastball again. There he goes, and that is not remotely in time. Feaster with his 36th stolen base of the season. He would currently be still 3rd on the list, and that's assuming that Gary Malandon on the Termales, Aldo Sotelo on the Arzobispos, Jorge Estrada on the Cotorras have all sort of maintained their counts right now. Those are the 4 guys who are in the 30s.
Okay. I see he's got 100 rating in stealing. Is that a percentage? Like, if he had been thrown out just now, would that number have gone down, or is that more of a weighted?
No, that is his stealing ability. So
Okay.
he's a very good base stealer. It doesn't always succeed because it's like, well, I'll use Dungeons and Dragons terminology again. It's an opposed check versus the hold runner skill of the pitcher and the catcher arm skill.
Right.
So all three of those kind of get put into some kind of equation, and there's a randomizer, and the result of that is whether he successfully stole or not.
Okay, that makes sense.
Assuming, of course, that you don't accept what we do, which is that this is a steal that really happened in a universe where things went much better for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
With a man on second and no outs, Vidal Santiago is now at a 2-1 count. Oh, that is nuts! What are you doing?
Oh, man.
He's safe! How did he get called safe?
All right.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I was sure he was out. They conveniently cut away. Interesting.
What was that umpire looking at? Did he, like, take his foot off the bag or something? You know what? I'm not saying anything. That's Feaster's 37th stolen base, which would still be third. The guy ahead of him has 38. Anyway, it's a 3-1 count for Vidal Santiago, and now there's a man 90 feet away. Is that not a walk? Are you kidding me? That fastball is called a strike, so this will be another payoff pitch. But hey, credit to Vidal Santiago here, draining pitches out of Rodriguez. Got him. Especially if you're going to end on that.
Mm-hmm.
Second strikeout for Sancho Rodriguez on Vidal Santiago here, and up comes Benji Valdez, who is 1 for 1 on the day. Has a chance here to get his second hit of the night and drive in the first run of the game for Naguabo. 1 out, 1 on.
There we go.
That sinker is fouled off. Perhaps they should have drummed louder.
We need drums, we need whistles, we need all of it.
Por la encendida calle antillana, patembandumba de la quimbamba. Changeup misses low, 1-1. He swings through that one. Fastball that time. Oh boy. Too many two-strike pitches in this game. For both teams, really, but I only really care about the Naguabo ones. 1-2 count, 1 out, 1 on. Chop to third base. They're not going to be able to move Feaster on that one. And what looked like a really promising leadoff AB is not going so well right now. Up comes Frank de Castillo, who of course struck out swinging last time he came up. He's the last chance in this inning to get Rob Feaster home. 41 pitches for Sancho Rodriguez on the line, 2 outs, and a man on third. As that is called a strike? Really? A changeup that missed the zone, but apparently we're going to call that a strike. Fine. 0-1. That's going to be a strike as well on the fastball. And Frank is just deciding to let the bat sit on his shoulder so far. Let's see if it comes off here. Nope, but that's okay because that sinker misses. Even though it's in exactly the same spot as that changeup, it is judged to be ball 1. So it is 1-2 now.
This umpiring today.
He checked the swing in time on the changeup, and that'll be 2-2. And boy, thank God he did, because that changeup was on home plate.
Great.
Got him again! Frank strikes out for the second time tonight, and for the second time tonight, strands a runner at third base. Naguabo has now stranded 5 base runners through 3 innings. Before we continue with the middle of the game, where Sam Thompson, Tafoya, and Julian Alvarez will face Ted Balloon, we're going to have another word from another of our sponsors. Louisa, the booth is all yours.
Thank you. I want to tell you all about another medical aid. This is Holloway's Pills and Ointment. Now this is the best medicine for families. Every house should be well stocked with them. I'm going to say you need both pills and ointment for your home. It helps purify your blood. We know that a wonderful Dr. Gonzalez wood tar liquor also does that. You want the purest blood. That's important. It strengthens nerves and systems. All the stuff going on in your body that you don't understand, you're going to make it strong with these Holloway pills and ointments. It cures biliousness, too much bile, lack of appetite, and indigestion. All the various stomach issues. It is priceless for all women's and children's illnesses. That's very mysterious, isn't it? What are children's illnesses, I wonder? The ointment is unrivaled for curing herpes, scurvy, sores, wounds, burns, and all kinds of skin diseases, including diseases of the legs. You want to make sure your pills and ointments are going to cure those leg diseases. You don't want to buy the pills, you take them, your legs aren't any better, you take them back to the store, you complain, and they say, well, you'll notice in the fine print here, it doesn't say it'll do anything for your leg. You need one that promises leg curing. And these wonderful pills and ointments are made only at number 78 New Oxford Street in London. Oh, they're imported. You know that's fancy. They are sold at every pharmacy in the civilized world. Everywhere you go, you're going to ask for Holloway pills and ointment by name, and you're going to get them. Put your mind at ease. Curing herpes is quite the promise, isn't it?
That's a hell of a phrase to hear when you first sit down.
I can never tell. I can hear you moving around. Can't tell you when you actually get back on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But Holloway pills and ointments cures herpes.
Holloway's pills, yeah, they cure everything, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Scurvy also. No worries about that.
I mean, I'm glad to hear that. There's no other possible way to cure scurvy in 1903, as we all know.
Especially on an island replete with fresh fruits.
That's right. Just letting everybody know what the deal is here, what the situation is, which is i.e. bad.
Yeah, this is way too much of a struggle, considering how the matchup was favored for the Naves.
Mm-hmm. They really love being like this.
Yeah, I guess they have staved off anything from the Picudos. They, not just preventing them from scoring, but they don't really have seemed like they were going to be a danger of scoring very much. So at least there's that, I guess.
Yeah, Ted's doing a pretty good job keeping them out of off the bases, but I mean, the problem is that the longer you go on a tightrope like this, the more one dumb play can change the entire tone of the game. So
yeah, exactly.
Runners. But I mean, we've already seen what this team is capable of in the first game we saw them play this season. When they played the Chupacabras, and we all thought, well, they blinked, it's going to be over. And then suddenly it was not. It was very much not. They fought back. They won.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
Yes, it was. And then we just need to let everybody know. That we're still going. Hey, okay, it's time we get going here. Ted Balloon goes into the 4th inning on 40 pitches. He's allowed 1 hit and has 5 strikeouts currently. And he will face the 3-4-5 hitters, starting with Sam Thompson, who got a hit off of him all the way back in the 1st inning. Unsurprisingly, Ted, a little bit afraid there, throws a changeup that Thompson checks a swing on, and it's 1-0. And then misses inside with a fastball. Tough, but okay. Recoverable. 2-0 count now. Let's hope he can come back from this. Oh, attracts contact on that one. Thompson sends that curveball foul, 2-1. One of my all-time favorite player names, Terry Wibbins, still in the league.
It's very good.
Thompson can hold up on the other curveball, and that's strike 2. 2-2 now. Let's see if he'll finish him off here. Got him! 6th strikeout of the game for Ted Balloon there. Forkball. That is his 75th strikeout of the season. As he walks off the mound for a bit there. Just admire his handiwork.
Need to do a victory lap.
Up comes Menendo Tafoya, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Out 1, bases empty. Pumps that one in. They say it misses away, but just barely. 1-0. That is struck to Wally Balk. He's got it. Makes the throw overhand to first. And that's out number 2. He will now face Julian Alvarez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Ted misses low with the curveball this time. 1-0. Pumps that one in, and they say that fastball is strike 1. Evens the count there with the high fastball daring pitch. And then gets a swing and miss on a fastball away. 1-2 now. Curveball, fastball, and fastball. I have a feeling,
He loves his fastballs.
He does. What pitch do you think he's going to throw to try and get the strikeout?
I think he's going to stick with fastball.
Okay, I'm going to say forkball. He seems to be favoring it today. Well, neither. He threw the changeup, and maybe he should have listened to one of us, because then he might have gotten the strikeout. Instead, he missed low and inside with the changeup, and it's 2-2 now. See, come on, man.
All right.
Oh, my God. Changeup low and away, and this will be a payoff pitch that did not need to happen. Swung on, lifted foul. So that's the third pitch that is going to happen purely because you stop pitching into the zone.
Uh-huh.
Payoff pitch number 2 on the way. And that is swung on, and there's Benji Valdez with the jump and grab for out number 3. The Picudos go down in order here in the top of the 4th. Still no score for either team. Let's see if we can still see the replay on that one, because that was also a great catch. Fastball, line drive. Valdez gets in position, jumps. Beautiful catch there. And we go into the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Wally Balk, Graham Underwood, Pablo Salmeron in to face Sancho Rodriguez, who is at 46 pitches over 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Wally Balk is 0 for 1 on the day. Pardon me. Ted Balloon has thrown 54 pitches over 4 strikeouts, so this is where hopefully by lengthening the at-bats a little bit, they can get to him. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. That sinker, beautifully thrown. Looked like it was going ball all the way, and then at the end just barely curves in to be a strike. 0-1. Balk chops what would have been ball 1, foul. There's just nothing you can say about that. 0-2 now. 2 sinkers, got him in the hole. See if he can finish him off. Wally Balk, that is the 3rd No, fourth grab we've seen like that. Line drive to an infielder. Santos has it for out number 1. Of course, he probably wouldn't have swung at that one if he hadn't swung at the previous one and therefore, had to protect the plate. But what do I know?
Yeah.
Up comes Ham Underwood, who is 0 for 1 on the day. 1 out, bases empty. Hit hard to right field. I think that's going to drop. Yes, it will.
Woo!
Teocro Gonzalez didn't measure that one correctly, and it's going to be over his head. Underwood is not stopping at second. He's racing through the sign, slides into third, and he is safe. That's a Ham Underwood triple on a smoke ball to right field.
Woo! I can't believe it. Oh, that's so good. I didn't suspect he would even try for third, but that was great.
That's his 5th triple of the season, and that will bring up Pablo Salmeron, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Anything into the outfield should finally give Naguabo a run. Are they going to get that? No, but here we go. 0 for 1 on the day. Let's see if Sancho Rodriguez can deal with him with 1 out and a man on third. Sinker is in there for a strike, 0-1. Sends that one to second base. They're going to go to first on that one. And it's a productive ground out. So, yes, Salmeron will be out, but the run scores. And the Navegadores are ahead 1-0. Salmeron gets the job done.
Wow. At this point, that feels extremely important, that one run.
Yes, I think it does. I mean, the one run is the important one. The most important run in any baseball game is the run you have over your opponent.
Yeah.
Like, if everything beyond that is gravy. As long as you have one to play with, you're all set. Up comes Etaoin Shirley, who drew a walk last time he came up. By the way, did not realize this. He is batting .517 against Rodriguez, and that's not including the walk he drew.
Wow.
He also has a home run off of Rodriguez, which I think is one of, 5 he's ever had.
Dang.
Yeah, pretty good. With 2 outs and no one on base, let's see what Shirley can do to extend the inning once again. 2 outs, bases empty. The answer is he can... Oh, wait, no, that one's going foul. Foul all the way. So it'll just be strike 1. What looked like a sure fly out there to end the inning. It's a cutter, 0-1. That one is sent into center field, and it's going to land right in Alvarez's glove. Barely really had to move for that one, and we're through 4. The Navegadores pick up a run on an Underwood triple, plus a Pablo Salmeron RBI groundout. They are ahead finally, 1-0 here, and we enter the 5th inning with a lead.
Nice.
Ted Balloon, 54 pitches over 4 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters, starting with Luis Davila, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Davila swings on that first pitch and pops it up. I don't even know who's going to call for it in the end. Looks like that is going to be Shirley, and he's got it. Out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out on the high heat. Up comes Teocro Gonzalez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out back in the 2nd. As Ted pumps in a forkball and gets the call. Forkball away, called strike 1. That one is chopped foul off the tip of the bat. He probably didn't even mean to do that. It'll be a curveball fouled off, 0-2. Let's see if Balloon will finish him off here or play with his food like he likes to do. Yep. Boy, threw the most outside. He definitely thought he had the guy's number here. He did not. 1-2 count now. Pardon me. That is swung on, lifted into left field. Vidal Santiago! Diving catch to save a base hit. You know, Vidal Santiago is not a very well-rated left fielder. Especially this year. He is currently technically costing the team runs, it's judged. But then he does a play like that, and you're just like, well, what can you even say? You know? This is the problem. He has trouble with. So he's had 19 remote possibility and 10 unlikely possibility plays. And that's where he's had trouble. He makes the routine ones just fine, which there are a lot of guys that don't. But when it comes to the difficult ones, he's been struggling, which wasn't always the case with him. Up comes Otilio Valle, who is 0 for 0. I think he was the one who got hit by pitch, so we are 2 outs, bases empty. And as long as Ted can keep that curveball off of his hip, we'll be fine. First pitch to him.
You don't want to see his...
What's that again?
You don't want to see the ball where his hip be at.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Wild Wild West? Remember that movie?
Barely. I've seen it multiple times, and I've done a dance from it.
Oh, very nice.
That's at the knees for a strike. That curveball. Did you see the Vidal Santiago catch a little bit ago?
No. I was grabbing my drink.
Yeah, great diving catch out there in left field. I talked a little bit about how his trouble seems to be he struggled with making the remote possibility plays. That's what really distinguishes the big-time defenders in the outfield. He makes the routine plays no problem. There are a lot of guys that don't. But his unlikely and remote plays have been very difficult for him. Okay, here we go. Strike one. He misses low with a forkball, 1-1. Ted, come on, man. Misses inside with the changeup, 2-1. He's getting way too cheeky in the late innings. But he gets a swinging strike on that changeup, 2-2 now. This guy seems to have 2 hits and 7 at-bats against Ted, and that would be a full count. This will be a payoff pitch. That probably could have been called strike 3. It didn't have to be a ball. That is swung on and hit through the right side gap, and that's why you throw in the zone more, doofus. If you had done that earlier, might not have been as ready for it. That'll put a man on. Otilio Valle, the only Picudo to have been on twice against Ted tonight. The second base hit since the first inning. And now he'll face Pablo Gaitan, who had a sacrifice hit last time. Can't do that this time, so prepare for chaos ball is what I'm going to say. 2 outs, 1 on.
All right.
As that curveball misses, 1-0. That is swung on and fouled through the back of the box. 1-1, a fastball that time. He misses again with a curveball very low. 2-1. That is swung on and arced foul, thank God, because at that speed, it would have easily evaded Frank out there in right field. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 1 on. And I'm going to go ahead and guess we're going to see another full count here. Shirley has it. Is he going to make the throw? He does. And that's out number 3. So that's me owned. The end of the inning there for Ted. Great play by Otoin Shirley to retire the side. And Ceiba gets just the 1 hit from Ted here in the 5th. So they do drain a good amount of pitches out of him. The Navegadores remain in front, and we are going to take a look at that play once again for sure. Hit hard to Shirley, who had to move significantly to his left there. Stop, make the throw, and thankfully Pablo Gaitan is a terrible runner, so he had time to stop, double pump, and throw over to first. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Stonehand, Feaster, and Santiago to lead off against Sancho Rodriguez, who is through 4 innings on 54 pitches, having allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Stonehand is 1 for 1 on the day. The one problem with, and it's not really an issue per se, as that changeup misses wide, with Stonehand being with Salmeron being designated hitter, is that if he has to move to catching, we lose the designated hitter. So pitchers would have to bat in that situation.
Interesting. Huh. So it's kind of a gamble.
Yeah. Now, granted, if Ted's still in the game, he's a pretty good hitter, so that's not really a problem. And if he's not in
Yeah.
the game, then most of those guys aren't going to be in the game long enough that their batting becomes an issue. So it's not
Uh-huh.
super worrisome, but it's still a fun thing to like know about the rules of baseball.
Yeah.
As the 1-0 pitch is a sinker in there for strike one. He swings through another pitch there, a cutter, 1-2. And then that sinker miss. Oh, that was a changeup apparently. 2-2 count now from Sancho Rodriguez as Stonehand works him over a little bit. And works a full count. The cutter misses low. And this next pitch will be payoff for Stonehand. Great at bats against Rodriguez, against whom he is batting .368. That's a walk. Wow. Stonehand drew a 6-pitch walk here after getting a base hit earlier in the game. He's now improved his OPS today, 18 ticks.
That's pretty
That puts a
amazing.
man on with no outs for Rob Feaster, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Feaster was hitting 300 on the first pitch, but he cuts on and misses that fastball by a mile. 0-1. Behind in the count, he's batting just .256. Let's see, what other fun facts do we have? He was acquired in a trade. He had a single already. At home, he's hitting .237. In May, he's hitting .284. Man, who cares? He is hitting .310 against Rodriguez, so there is that. Changeup misses low and inside. It's 1-1 now. That one's got to have missed, too. It's a fastball, and it's 2-1 as Rob Feaster gets ahead here. What are they going to call that one? They say it's ball 3. Rodriguez all over the zone right now. It's a 3-1 count with a man on. Look at where all those pitches have been. He's been trying to get him to hit this bad jam shot, and Rob doesn't like that. He tends to go for the away pitches, but lefty on lefty, it's hard to throw that.
Yeah.
Well,
is that their advantage this time?
It's hard to throw that if you don't have like a screwball or something like that, where the movement is going to work with you there. Anyway, 3-1 count. That one is barely called a strike, and it's back-to-back full counts off of Sancho Rodriguez, who will now throw his second payoff pitch in as many at-bats. Is that a walk? Yes, it is! Back-to-back walks. And they've got 2 on with no outs. The makings of a big inning here. As much as I don't want to jinx it. Up comes Vidal Santiago. He's over 2 on the day. Now would be the time to play the hero with 2 on and no outs. And he knows it. He misses that fastball by a mile. Let's see here. With 2 on, runners on first and second. He is batting triple threes. On-base percentage of .385. With no outs, he's doing about as well. So let's see what happens here. He misses that fastball, 0-1. Fouls that one off, 0-2.
Yes. Darn it.
Change up that time. Not great pitches to hit, but he kind of has to swing at them because they are strikes. Let's see what Rodriguez has in store for him on the 2-strike pitch. What he has is ball 1. Changeup misses low, 1-2. Great take by, very good take by Santiago. That easily could have been called strike 3. He really psyched out the umpire on that one, or psych played the umpire on that one, and it worked out. Props to him. 1-2 pitch. Santiago lines that one into center field. Should be very catchable for Julian Alvarez out there. And they will not move the runners ahead. So it'll be 1 out with 2 on for Benji Valdez. You know, not great.
Yeah, not great.
It'll be Benji Valdez, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a triple. Sure could use one of those right now. Last time he grounded out to third. All right. As that fastball is...
I was just going to say, we're taking the highway to the danger zone, it sounds like.
Got some butt rock going for this bit. Fastball way under the zone. It's obviously going to be ball one. That one is called a strike, a sinker, barely a strike, but fine, 1-1. And that's very close to Benji there, who last year led the league with 19 hits by pitch. He got close that time. 2-1 count after that fastball up and in. Hits that one into left field. Is that gonna... Oh, you're kidding me!
What?
Valle has it. That did not look like it was going to be anywhere near him. So, I mean, props to him for making that look easy, but...
Darn.
And with 2 outs and 2 on, up comes Frank de Castillo, who is 0 for 2. For the previous 2, we set a bunch of expectations, none of which came through. We're not going to say anything.
Just in case.
Which is... It worked! It worked!
Unbelievable.
Do we run them? It didn't work last time, but the ball is deeper this time.
I do like when they try the runs. I hate to admit it. It's probably a bad thing, but I do like when they try.
Yeah, I mean, who's up? Do you remember who's up after Frank? Is it Wally? I think it's Wally.
That sounds right, yeah.
Let's see, how's Wally doing with the bases loaded? That's a good question. Wrong person. Come on. Wally Bach with the bases loaded is 0 for 4. So he hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats.
Oof.
With runners in scoring position, he's doing fine. He's not doing well at high leverage. So really, once again, this comes down to a coin flip shot. They might score the run, they might not. It is very unlikely that they'll score the run at all with 2 outs. So this might be the best chance they get. That is why we're going to send him, even though he's a terrible runner.
Yes.
Clear eyes.
Maybe this is his time.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Come on, big boy, make us proud. Come on! You can do it!
Run!
Come on, Spike! He makes it! The throw sails right. It's an RBI single. Frank de Castillo doubles their pleasure, doubles their fun, doubles their lead. Naguabo is ahead 2-0 with runners on the corners and 2 outs as Spike Stonehand goes through the stop sign and makes it home in plenty of time.
That's amazing. They're doing it. It's happening.
We're going to watch this again, obviously. Long shot there. Julian Alvarez has all the time in the world to make that throw, but his arm gives out and the throw ends up bouncing before it gets to a plate. It has to be cut off, and that gives Spike the time he needs.
Yeah, all that changing around. Yes. Lucky.
As Will says, that decision making, a base coach has to do that in a split second.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine.
Runners on the corners and 2 outs for Wally Bach, who is over 2. Now he does excel in the middle innings of the game. He's hitting .349 in innings 4 through 6, and with runners on the corners, he has 1 hit and 8 at bats. Never you mind. That changeup is called a strike on the umpire's home planet. There's a pickoff attempt, but Frank de Castillo is safe at first. Block! Line drive! Left side gap. It's over the shortstop's head. And that's going to move the runners ahead. Rob Feaster can walk home on that one. It'll be a 3-0 game. Wally Bach with an RBI single. Men on first and second for Ham Underwood, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Need I remind you, with a triple. So if he can hit another one of those, we'll be in business.
Yep. Oh, come on,
With
Ham.
runners on first and second, Ham has 2 hits in 10 at-bats. I'll spare you the rest of the details. You don't want to know them right now.
Mm-mm.
2 on and 2 out for Ham Underwood. Well, that's not a good start. He swings right through a high fastball. Shoulder height. Jeez. 0-1.
He's all keyed up.
He is, for sure. But then he takes a pretty good ball 1 there at the plate. Could have hit his foot. 1-1 now.
Yeah, really. Is that the biggest difference between the location of 2 pitches possible? Pretty close.
It's up there. I mean, if you've seen Ricky Karcher pitch, you know it could be worse, but 1-1. That is called strike 2 on the changeup. Man, this umpire just loves Rodriguez. Does he owe him money or something? 2-strike pitch. Underwood lines that one into center field. Alvarez waiting for it. Looks like he's going to have it. And he does. That does end the inning. But not before Naguabo scores 2 more runs to triple their lead. They are ahead 3-0 as we head into the 6th. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 stranded. In the top of the 6th, it'll be the top of the lineup against Ted Balloon, who is at 70 pitches through 5 innings, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. He'll face Camorógeno Vélez, the second baseman, who is 0 for 2 on the day. As Vélez checks a swing in time on the curveball in, and he did hold up in time, 1-0. Swung on, and Sherdloo this time with the jump and grab. Little bit of revenge there from the Naguabo side. Look at that play.
Nice.
That's his... He's had a 4-star and a 5-star now.
Oh, amazing.
Look at that. Nicely done. That's out number 1. Up comes Enrique Santos, who is 0 for 2 on the day. 1 out, bases empty. That's exactly the kind of outs you need to get lucky in a game like this, as he misses high with a fastball, 1-0. If a couple times you can get your fielders to make plays like that, you're golden. Santos swings and misses through that curveball, 1-1. Fastball misses inside. We will spare you the rant we are currently having internally about the fact that that is exactly where a bunch of Rodriguez's pitches have been called strikes, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
Swung on and fouled. Just over the corner. Boy. Thank God Vidal's got that great eye for spotting foul balls, because if that turns out to be fair, he's paying up in kangaroo court.
That's right.
2-2 count. Misses. Oh, come on. That changeup did not miss. Well, we have an umpire-imposed full count. This will be a payoff pitch. He got him. Santos misses the fastball. It's Ted Balloon's 7th strikeout of the game, and he will now face Sam Thompson, who is 1 for 2 against him. Got a base hit and struck out against him. Ted misses low and in with the forkball, 1-0. Got a swing and miss, a big swing and miss at that, on a changeup. I have no idea what the hell Sam Thompson thought he was going to hit there. But it's a 1-1 count now. That's going to be a strike on the fastball, 1-2. So let's see what's going to happen here. He's got a shot at finishing this inning right here and right now. And he did! A fastball outside corner, dotted for his 8th strikeout of the night. And Ceiba goes down in order. We go into the bottom of the 6th. Ted is dialed in.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's good to see.
I don't think I've seen Ted like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time I saw Ted just this. I mean, I've seen him pitch well in terms of the box score, but I don't think I've ever seen Ted just this aggressive.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. It's, in a purely baseball sense, it's hot, all right?
Yep.
I'm going to admit it. I'm going to be the brave person to admit it. Everyone's going to get mad at me, but I have to speak my truth.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm right.
Exactly. Sancho Rodriguez comes up. He is through 5 innings on 81 pitches, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Pablo Salmeron will be leading off the bottom of the 6th. He is 0 for 2 with a run batted in on the day. That productive ground out that started things for the Navegadores. Man, those green sneakers are such a good choice. Changeup missed inside, 1-0.
With that blue and white.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. That fastball hits the dirt. It's 2-0 against Salmeron here. Rodriguez pitching a little bit afraid. Salmeron up the middle. That's his first base hit of the night. Maybe his second? A line drive single there. It's his first base hit of the night. I have no idea what happened the other 2 times. Oh, yeah, he reached on error. That's why he made it on base. Or as I like to say, he wrought on error.
What hath he wrought?
Exactly. Where hath he wrought? Tiger, tiger, burning bright. Anyway, Etawin Shurlu comes up next. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Man on first and no outs for him. Shurlu, of course, drew a walk. First time he came up, pivotal walk there. Drained pitches out of Rodriguez. And he starts it off much the same way this time, watching a cutter miss low, 1-0. Shurlu lays off the fastball. A great take on that one. That would have easily been strike 1, but it's 2-0 instead. Are they going to call that a strike? Yes, they will. Fastball in there. 2-1 now. Shurlu with a line drive. Oh, foul. Man,
exciting for a minute.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to get out of there in a hurry, but and a bouncer down the first baseline. The Lecheros are currently being, well, we'll wait for the 7th inning stretch to officially talk about around the horn that way. But I just wanted to point out that the most British name in baseball, Stephen Worsnop, is currently pitching for the Milkmen in Bayamon.
That's great.
It's incredible. 2-2 count, man on, no outs. Oof. Little bouncer there to the pitcher. And they're going to try and retire. Are you going to tell me that's an out?
What? As he was sliding right in there so nicely.
I mean, I'll take your word for it, but yeah, I can see a world in which that... Maybe if he missed on the slide, if he didn't actually touch it, yeah. All right, that's a fielder's choice. It'll put Shurlu on first with 1 out. And up comes Spike Stonehand, who's already 1 for 1 on the day and drew a walk. So, frankly, he's like in for player of the game right now. Just saying. Ooh, boy, the Ingenieros logo needs some TLC.
I know someone's working on it.
Pickoff throw, not in time. There. 1-0-1 now. Or, pardon me. Man on first and 1 out now. That's going to be strike 1. Down the middle with that changeup. 0-1. Stonehand decides not to swing on that. That is the 90th pitch of the night for Rodriguez. Stonehand bounces that one down the first baseline. That's probably going to be a double play ball. No! Shurlu's slide is too aggressive, and Santos can't make the relay. Good work by him on the base running there to extend the inning. 2 outs with a man on first for Rob Feaster, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Rodriguez had 91 pitches, now has to face another guy who loves nothing more than long at-bats at the plate. That changeup is called strike 1, 0-1. He swings on that one. That ball is that, it crosses the plane. That ball is out of here. Rob Feaster, 2-run home run, his first of the season, 130 meters. The Navegadores are up 5-0 on that laser.
Oh, man.
We're watching that again.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Everyone knew it was gone.
Yeah.
The outfielders were just... He almost made it into the water.
Oh, so good.
Look at him with his blue sneaks. Ah, take a bow, Raw
Oh
Feaster.
man.
Look at that. Unbelievable. That's certainly not what you expected to see when you went into the game today.
No.
And you love dingers even more than I do, so you're having a
Yep, to
great
hear
time.
that boat horn, yes.
Especially
And
appropriate at
I,
this park.
yes, I'm amazed he was able to hit a ball that was coming across the zone there that hard.
Yeah,
But good
yeah.
for him.
Let's watch that again because that is
Yeah, he
interesting.
just
Yeah,
hits it.
full extension. Well, I told you he loves to hit balls at full extension, so that it
That
makes
is true,
sense. Yeah,
yeah.
130 meters. That is, I mean, that's over 400 feet. I don't remember the exact number on that one.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
426 feet.
Oh, wow.
And he hit that, yeah, 104 miles an hour off the bat. Not a particularly.
Yeah, no big deal.
I mean, for a home run that's a laser shot like that, you usually expect like 110, 115 miles kind of thing. But yeah, very, very impressive. Great work by Roth there. Can't believe we got to watch that. That's amazing. And up comes, and
Mm-hmm.
he's all over the field today. He's stolen 2 bases, he scored runs, he's done everything. Vidal Santiago is up now. He is 0 for 3 on the day. He could extend this inning with 2 outs and the base is still empty.
But will he?
No. Let's be honest here. We both know it's not going to happen. Rodriguez pumps a strike in there, 0-1. Santiago trying for his own home run. I think that's going to be foul, though. Does the water splash if it makes it that far? Sadly, I don't think it does. That would be so good.
Yeah.
If the simulator
That'd be
ever
great.
made it to that point, I don't think anybody would actually watch any real baseball anymore.
Mm-hmm.
0-2 count. Be that in the hole here. Let's see. Swings on that one, hits it hard, but not past Vedes, who makes the throw to first, and that is out number 3. Retires the side, but not before the Navegadores tack on 2 more runs, including both of them, rather, on that Rob Feaster mammoth 2-run homer out to the fountain in right center. We are through 6 innings. The Navegadores are ahead 5-0, and before we continue with the bottom of the game, the last 3 innings, ideally speaking, we are going to have another word from another of our sponsors. Louisa, I will step away. The booth is yours.
Thank you. Folks, I want to tell you about Salvador Alcina's Golden Niceties. This is a wonderful little boutique shop. And here you can get military equipment. Pretty exciting, huh? A full assortment of sabers, swords, badges for officers of the Army and Navy, medals and decorations, insignia for revenue and telegraph officers, coats of arms, kepis, cockades, Teresian caps, regulation headgear for the Merchant Marine, Capitoline Guard, and other departments and offices of the insular government. Wool stamps also depicting coats of arms for flags. Assortments of sheet music, I'm assuming all patriotic songs. And it's located in Plaza General Rojas in, of course, Puerto Rico. I'm wondering who this is being advertised to. Is it to these governing bodies and armies, etc., for their employees? Or is it for the average person to just go and get some of this stuff? That doesn't seem right, does it? That doesn't seem like anyone would enjoy that. I feel like at this time, with this history of the island, stealing valor would be taken very seriously. But I do like the idea of wool stamps depicting coats of arms for flags. I wonder if that's a stamp for wool to make the flag, or a stamp made out of wool for some other unknown purpose, and I don't know. I guess I'm not sure how they made the flags they're talking about at the time. I like the idea of regulation headgear. I like the idea of jobs that have special hats that you need to wear and take care of. That feels very important, doesn't it? It's a silly thing, but in the human brain, there's something about, oh, I get to wear a special hat. This means I'm important. I do like that. I like the insignia for telegraph officers. I mean, I guess for revenue as well, for tax people. There's special insignia to let you know you're in trouble. You're about to get arrested.
Boy, I would love to know what commercial this is from.
This is for golden niceties, and I was reading about insignia for revenue and telegraph officers.
Yeah.
So you need your special insignia when you're from the tax office to let them know that they are in trouble.
Yeah.
I was wondering about this line. You might not know any more about it, but wool stamps depicting coats of arms for flags. Is this a stamp to stamp wool that you're making into a flag? Or is it made of wool?
Wait.
Do you know?
There is the very real possibility that, let's see here. Wool stamps depicting coats of arms for. I have the weird feeling that
Yes.
there is a translation mistake here.
Oh, fair enough.
Let's see. Now, granted, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to find this issue.
Yeah, you're at a weird intersection where, of course, you know the language, but the history is confusing. It's like there's a gray area.
There is that, and also some of the ways that this language some of the ways that the language is used just doesn't work anymore this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've noticed that looking up stuff from the Victorian era in English, which I certainly am fluent in, but I'll read something and I'm like, I know what all these words mean, but this doesn't make any sense. And then I just don't know how they use a certain word at the time.
You said it was Salvador Alcina, right? Ah, found it.
Yes.
Let's see here. Escudos de lana estampados para banderas. I think what that should have been the translation. No, sorry. Let me redo this. It is a wool coat of arms, I think.
Okay.
That you then would put on a flag. You would stitch into a flag.
So like a patch that you buy. That makes a ton of sense.
That's all I can think of. Yeah.
Now that makes perfect sense, because many flags are quite complicated. They might have a shield depicting, I know for Puerto Rico, a lamb lying down, perhaps on top of a book. And that is hard to draw or stitch yourself, so if you could buy one and then just make the flag with it, that would be much easier.
Yes. Now, granted, they did change, I think they changed that coat of arms in this reality.
Oh, that makes sense. But everyone likes a very fancy coat of arms with a bunch of branches and eagles and lanterns and all sorts of symbolic things.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm sure they kept, the lions and probably the Ioannis as Nomenaeus and everything. I do not think they kept, the Fernando and Isabel on the sides of the F and the Y on the sides of the coat of arms and things like that.
That would make sense.
Latin American revolutionaries kind of get the aesthetic thing of like we're actually not gonna do what you want us to do. We're not gonna hang on and just let you continue this medieval tradition a lot of times.
That's fair. Yes.
Is there? Let's see. Yeah, Ted Balloon is at. What team are we even watching right now?
Are we going to catch up around the league, or are you going to do that
That'll
later?
be during the 7th inning stretch, so we'll have one more half inning, and then we'll do that.
Okay. So do you still think Frank might get player of the game?
Frank is absolutely not getting player of the game. Rob might.
Oh, Rob. Okay.
With 2 stolen bases see, the thing is, normally hitting in this era, hitting performance is not what's going to get you that. But the one exception is if you hit a home run. People do love them dingers.
Uh-huh.
They'll go nuts for that. So we just need to let everybody know that somehow we are watching this unprecedented game.
That's true.
Okay, let's see here. Yes, you referenced this earlier, but we are currently almost done at long last with the project of redoing all of the LMP logos. For those of you who don't know, obviously there's 78 of those just in the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña that were designed in many cases years and years ago. Some of these might be literally 6-7 years old at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And so we're finally taking the time to, like, now that we've learned a little bit about graphic design and things like that, we're taking the time to fix them up, make them look better. And the result, each one takes a while because we have to run it into the simulator, see how it's going to process it, decide whether we're fine with that or if we want to make some changes, things like that. But we'll eventually present what the old ones look like, so you can really see how much we tried to just give the new ones some texture, have some new tricks in there that make it a little bit more fun to look at these new logos.
Yeah. I always love the wide variety of fonts. Some are a very clean, modern look. Some are very ornate, but they're all really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing this. Sometimes it's more fun than watching the games, I tell you that. All right, top of the 7th, Ted Balloon through 6 innings, 2 hits, no walks, no runs or runs of any kind, 8 strikeouts, pitches at 82, and he will be facing Tafoya, Alvarez, and Davila here. Tafoya is 0 for 2 on the day against him. Must be the new uniforms doing this. Tafoya hits that one right to Feaster. Feaster slings it over to Balloon, covering first, and that's out number 1. Is it just me, or is Feaster, like, noticeably taller than Ted?
Yeah, is that correct? That seems weird.
Ted is... Why don't I have a height on him? He is 1.68 meters tall. Rob Feaster is 1.78. So...
Okay.
10 centimeters?
Yeah, he's a bit taller. That's not very much. That's just 2 or 3 inches. Is that right?
Yeah, might
Roughly?
look a little bit. Maybe they're not on the same vertical plane like I thought they were. So
it's forced perspective, like Lord of the Rings over here.
Exactly. Yeah. What we didn't tell you is that in that shot, Ted Balloon is being played by Kieran Shaw. So apparently I looked up his page the other day because I was watching the thing where Viggo Mortensen talks about Kieran Shaw telling him, if we tip over, just save yourself, I can't swim.
Yes.
And Kieran Shaw's Wikipedia page mentions that he is often confused with Deep Roy, who is... and normally you'd be like, yeah, that's just straight up racism. But here's the thing. They are both British actors of Indian descent, born in Nairobi, Kenya, who got their start in the 1970s, who both play the same kind of roles. So this is more of a... Twice isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird that there are 2 actors who fit this exact profile.
Yeah. It's very weird.
It's awesome. Like, good on them for being able to make that career stick, even if they did have to horrifyingly sit on a boat with Viggo Mortensen and hope they didn't die.
Yeah. He needs to find himself a director who will consider him his muse, like Tim Burton does with Deep Roy.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Well, Deep Roy was also in Star Trek, right, with Simon Pegg. He was Simon Pegg's
I
buddy.
don't remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember that. Possibly, sure.
he was one of the characters that J.J. Abrams decided to add. That and lens flares. Those were his two big contributions to the canon.
Yep, he loves those lens
He sure
flares.
does. We're watching Fringe right now, and the amount of lens flares in a show that shouldn't have them, you would not believe.
Oh boy, yeah.
And very few of them are earned lens flares, is the thing.
The trouble is, and I figured this out myself, being somewhat of an artist, is you get really obsessed with certain techniques, and you're like, everything needs
Yep.
this.
That
It could definitely use a lens flare here, you think?
that's one of the reasons we've taken so long of this glow up, because changing up the logos, we'll get obsessed with one particular technique, and then we'll kind of all of them will start to look the same. So we'll
Yep.
leave them alone for a few days, let the whole thing breathe, and then when we come back, we're usually happy to try out something different. And that
That's a
has
good plan.
helped. It also makes the logos look different from each other. Like, not all of them look like they were designed by the same person, which is more realistic.
Yes, that's very good.
Okay, here we go. Ted Balloon, with one out and the base is empty against Julian Alvarez, who is also 0 for 2 on the day. Alvarez watches that one. It's a change-up low, 1-0. That one's got to be in there. And sure enough, it is. Forkball strike outside of the zone, 1-1. Gets a swing. It goes to Benji Valdez. He's got it. Makes the throw in plenty of time. And Alvarez is out. That looked almost like Feaster had to come off the bag, but then just tagged the runner. That's 2 outs, and up comes Luis Davila, who is over 2 on the day. 2 outs, base is empty. See here. That is swung on, lifted into left field. That is going to land fair, and poor Vidal Santiago is going to have to run after it. Nothing you can do with that one. That looked like it would be foul, and it's going to be a double. Luis Davila with a third base hit. They've managed to get out of Ted Balloon this entire game, and he's safe over there at second with 2 outs and a man on second. Up comes Teocro Gonzalez, who's over 2 on the day. Ball 1 misses very low, 1-0 here. That is fouled, and I don't even know what he was doing running out of the box on that one. 1-1 count, as that is fouled. Swung on, lifted into right field. Frank Del Castillo chasing it down. He's in position, and he holds on to the ball. That's out number 3. Ted Balloon threw 7 shutout innings.
Amazing. Are you going to be warming anybody up?
No.
Or you think he's got this one?
So let's see what we've
Nice.
got here. The Quiristas de Peñuelas are ahead on the Canarios 2-0, and I'm loving this for Martin Sigala, former Ingeniero prospect who got traded to the Quiristas for, I want to say his name was Marcos Martinez back in the 1890s. He needed to be, Sigala was supposed to be this big-time developing prospect. And he never really showed that promise in the 1890s. In the 1900s, he's finally starting to get there. Last year, he was pretty good. He walks a ton of guys. That's always been the issue with him, and he does not have good catchers working with him. But this year, he seems to be focusing on just getting it out, no matter how he gets it, and it seems to be going okay. He's somewhat above average. He's throwing more of the right pitches than he should be. Once his curveball and his changeup are where they really need to be, I think he's going to be amazing. But notably, he did have a very good 1901 season when he was younger, so it's a question of can he recover that form.
Yes. Okay.
Arecibo is ahead 8-0 on the Eléctricos, and that is amazing because Bob Moulds has not hit a single home run during this game. And Bob Moulds looked like he was going to be the runaway MVP this season. It hasn't happened yet. And in fact, he finally started to drop out. He seems to have been a real April showers guy, in that as we entered May, he still hits the occasional homer, but he's striking out a lot more. He's having a lot more trouble. So
That's a shame.
still, the Lobos were not supposed to be anywhere near this good in 1904. The fact that they're winning plenty of games is kind of striking. Let's see what they went into today with a record of. Here we go. They entered today 20-19. They had a winning record. They're one of the worst teams in the league, historically speaking.
Amazing. Good for them.
The Murciélagos are beating the San Isalvos, but they are beating them 2-1. And it is Arjun Viperla, also known as La Víbora, on the mound for the San Isalvos. So that's actually quite impressive. He's not having a great season. It looked like he might be a promising pitcher for them last year. He actually was traded to them by Naguabo to get Jeffrey McCarthy from the San Isalvos. By the way, McCarthy signed a deal with the Cocoteros de Guantánamo in the Cuban leagues. Okay. And I forgot to mention, the awful doctor signed. The last guy from the 1903 Navegadores cuts, he finally signed with Aguadilla last week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he finally found a home, which is very good. I think he still has plenty left in the tank. He's not rated well, but I don't know. I think he could be very helpful for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got, let's see here, the Caciques are up on the Romeros 4-2. They're doing quite well, the Romeros. They are 23-15 over Lajas and Cabo Rojo. Lajas and Ciales are tied. Oh, sorry, and Travis Lauzon hit his 17th home run of the season, 17 for number 17.
Nice.
The thing with him is that he barely ever makes contact. Very often when it does, you can't get that baseball back.
That's interesting. That's the guy who is worth having around, but a lot of the time he's not going to do anything.
Exactly. Galanes and Marcianos tied at 1. Cítricos currently losing to Cabo Rojo 1-0. They've done very well for themselves, but man, they have even signing Jose Rodriguez, even giving him 5,500 pesos to play center field, which is 2,000 more than anyone else is getting paid, has not worked out for them the way it should have. Arzobispos are beating the Fieles 4-3. Moca is beating Maricao 6-0. Efraín Naranjo on the mound for Moca. Very much a Jekyll and Hyde type of pitcher. Sometimes he comes out of the gate, he's got great stuff, he's doing amazing. Other days, he just falls apart on the mound from moment one. Mm-hmm. We got a rivalry match here, a divisional rivalry. It's Fajardo getting shut out by Culebra, which has continued its strategy of, what if we made the entire lineup out of designated hitters? They basically just have a bunch of big galoots who swing the bat well.
Bunch of Casey's.
Yes, exactly. Rian Marlowe is pitching against the team that was supposed to make him a star, the Esqueletos, for the Menestrales. They cut him earlier this year, and he went to Las Piedras, where he is currently losing to them. They are beating him 4-1.
Darn.
He'll have his chances. Humacao and Caguas are tied 1-1. Ramon Ayala for Caguas is actually holding them off quite well. This is his first year, and he's acquitting himself quite well, this young man. He's at an ERA of 1.73 right now. But he's facing Jake Getman, so we'll have to get back to you after this at-bat. The Taínos are beating the Dulceros 3-2. Orlando País currently at bat against Jesus Lopez, a rookie pitcher who is not doing very well so far. That could change in the future for sure. San Lorenzo is beating Trujillo Alto 6-3. Steve Mile on the mound for the Macabeos, and he's getting hit hard. He had a pretty good start to the year and then kind of fell apart down the line. That's been the story with him ever since he was on the Acropolitanos. Carolina is getting shut out by Toa Alta 3-0. Jorge Orduño, yet another rookie pitcher. Carolina, it's not going to be their year, honestly. They are... okay, never mind. I say that, but without their best pitcher, Lennon Robertson, who is incredibly injured. He is out for 12 months. They are 26-16, and I have no idea how. None of their other guys should be that good.
16, huh? Yeah, that's quite remarkable.
Ed Neal hit his 18th home run of the year for the Ilustres, who are currently ahead 7-2 on the Lecheros against, again, Stephen Worsnop.
Here we go. Speaking of names, isn't Jake Getman Russian or something where the name doesn't fit in? There we go.
Yeah,
okay,
he's from... Oh, man, I should know this off the top of my head. Why don't I? Where is he from again? Medved... Boy, this is going to take a second. Well, okay. The town he was from was called Frank at the time, ironically. But it is now called Medveditsa. It is in Volgograd, which is southern Russia, and it was founded by Volga Germans.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know anything about that kind of history.
Yeah, it's southern Russia, very much. Ooh, you're looking there. Let's see. Well, it's where Stalingrad was, which is now called Volgograd once again, and it got Kazakhstan on the border, that area, not quite on the Caspian Sea, but kind of close.
I see.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long way to go. Let's see here. The Brillantes de Naranjito are ahead 7-0 on the Hechiceros. No shock there. The Hechiceros they are currently in the enviable position of winning their division with a losing record, though they might not be after this. Because the Cornupetas, who have the exact same record and are in the same division, are currently ahead 4-0 on the Mofongueros. Pardon me, 4-1. Meanwhile, the Frios, who spent quite a bit of money in the offseason and just got they have gotten trucked so far. They are 15-24, are tied with the Mercaderes, who are 15-27. The Acropolitanos are beating the Señores, thank the Lord, 2-0. The Acropolitanos doing not so good, whereas the Mogotes are beating the Reyes 1-0. And the Mogotes are at least at a tied record, so that's something. The Arribeños are winning 2-1 against the Marineros, who, again, big upgrades to that roster this season. We're excited to see what they can do. We know they're better than a 22-18 team, which is what they are right now. The Amigos are beating on the Santos, who, if they don't watch it, this will be our first ever postseason without Adjuntas, the way they're going.
Yeah.
That's I'm talking 33 postseasons in a row they've made it. So,
jeez.
30, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
Sabana Grande.
That'd be shameful.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said that would be shameful.
Sabana Grande, one of the worst teams in the league, is losing to Jayuya, which used to be one of the worst teams in the league, but is currently 20-22. This is kind of unbelievable. Siriaco Bartra, well-rated prospect for the Golondrinas, who did not pitch in 1902 and came back in 1904, is currently pitching and holding the Capitanes to a scoreless tie. I don't know how he's managed this, but he did just walk a guy, so we'll see. The Ingenieros are up on the Pepinos 4-2. Esteban Cortes is finally getting knocked around a little bit. His ERA is 1.34, which is twice what it was last time I checked. But he's still striking guys out. The Quesiteros, of course, are shutting out the Matadioses 6-0. We don't need to talk about them. Screw them. The Jinetes are up 8-3 on the Vejigantes. Roger Muir hit his 12th home run of the year, and Harry Jones, Daddy Longlegs from Wales, hit his second. Arroyo is up 6-5 on Luquillo. Looks like, what's his name? Solon Baez for Arroyo is doing okay right now, but he's also allowed 3 earned runs, and Luquillo has the tying run on third as we join them. The Chupacabras and Cuervos are in a scoreless tie here in the 7th. The Cotorras are up 5-1 on the Artilleros. Ezequiel Vasquez, who recently became the first pitcher in the 20th century to strike out 15 hitters in a regulation 9-inning game, and he actually struck out 16. So there is that. Is doing all right. San Juan and Juncos are tied at 2 in the 7th. Cataño is up on Dorado 4-1, also in the 7th. Though Dorado is threatening against Pierre Lemieux, who has been doing quite a fine job in 1904. Guaynabo is beating Vega Baja 4-3, despite Ignacio Ortiz hitting his second home run of the year. Ignacio Ortiz, was he a former? No, different guy. I'm thinking of Ignacio Tovar. Different guy entirely. All right, let's see here. Comerillo is up 5-4 on Vega Alta. Aiden Gibson hit his first home run of the year. Aiden Gibson, who used to be a Martillero and is now in Comerillo. So this is his revenge game.
Nice. Good for him.
Let's see. The Pescadores are up 4-0 on the Mulos. Nothing to write home about there. The Mulos are bad, like they are every year. Jose Flores for Coamo, his first year in Termales uniform, or any uniform. They are currently scoreless, however. In the third, Jose Flores has a very special game going, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Corceres are up 1-0 on the Corsos, which, let's see, the Corsos this year, I think, yeah, they're 22-20 coming into today. So they're not great, but they were doing quite well for a bit there. At any rate, as we enter the bottom of the 7th, you asked if I was warming anybody up, and here's the other reason why I'm not going to do that. Ceiba has pulled their starting pitcher.
Oh. So they're starting to panic a little bit.
Yes, they are. Victor Moran has already taken a loss in the 8 outs he has pitched this year so far. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Has an ERA of 6.75. Has a changeup, a beautiful changeup at that, and a cutter. Looks to be a pretty decent pitcher in general. First time he pitched, he took the loss and blew the save, and he's had he's had 1 2-inning scoreless outing since then, so we'll see what they can do against him. I will say that this is very good news for Benji Valdez, who is much better against righties right now. So he's got a lot of luck to be facing him here. Leading off, he's 1 for 3 on the day, with De Castillo and Bach behind him. Here goes nothing. First pitch from Victor Moran to Valdez, who last time lined out. This time it is a dunk! He bloops it into center field, and that's going to put a man on. First pitch, first base hit. Valdez will be on after hitting that cutter, and it'll be Frank De Castillo who's next up. He's 1 for 3 with a ribby on the day. I don't know. Let's see. Is Moran any better at holding runners? He's terrible. This is the time to steal.
Yeah, let's add insult to injury.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure they're going to get caught, but we'll see what happens. Frank De Castillo watches that one. There he goes. Valdez is off to second, and he's in there. 27th stolen base of the season for Benji Valdez.
Nice.
A cutter, and to add insult to injury, as you said, that cutter was called ball 1.
Very good.
1-0 count. That's inside. Cutter, 2-0 now. De Castillo, disrespectful swing into left field. Otilio Valle once again has it. With another great running throw
we're
there.
We're going to get to third, huh?
Yeah, wow. No, he couldn't have on that. Look at that catch. Oh, you know what I'm just realizing the inspiration may have been for these Ceiba uniforms? Is the Twins City Connect. They also have a lot of that blue on blue, except those have yellow, where these guys use a lot more white. But
hey, I do like that subtle scale gradient going on. It's pretty cool.
Wally Bach is next up, and he's 1 for 3 with a ribby. Let's see if he can be a little bit more successful here. Man on second with 1 out. There he goes. Benji going to third. He's safe. 28th stolen base. He's 28-9. 28 for 37. And now he's
amazing.
90 feet away. Anything Wally can get into the outfield should score him easily. 1-0 count. Nice. Wally with a line shot into right field, but that's going to be foul. Looked really good coming off the bat, but unfortunately, 'twas not to be. A cutter there, 1-1 now. Ace is wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner, and 1 out. That's going to be at the knees with that cutter, 1-2 now. And then he falls low with the changeup, 2-2. Balk lines another one foul down the right field line. That's right. Get the pitches out of this man. Make him throw everything he's got. 10th pitch coming up for Victor Moran here. Swung on and sent foul the other way this time. Down the third baseline. 2-2 still. Balk fouls that one off as well. We're in a fight here. That was the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Moran had thrown 4 pitches total before facing Wally Balk.
Amazing.
2-2 count. Lifted foul. Is that going to make it to the audience before the catcher Gaitan can get to it? Yep. So we'll go again. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming right up. That is sent to the first baseline. Valdez is coming home, and it's an RBI groundout from Wally Balk. The Navegadores are ahead 6-0. That's 4 straight innings they've managed to score. Ham Underwood.
I gotta say, even though it's foolish, I feel pretty confident now they're gonna win this one. I think.
Ham Underwood is up.
I'm afraid to even say it.
Fair enough.
Yes, here you go,
Ham
Ham.
Underwood is up. He is 1 for 3 on the day. He comes up with 2 outs and the base is empty. Moran thought he could at least get out of that one, but his ERA is up to 8.10. Changeup is in there for a strike, 0-1.
I feel like all the time in this game, Ham's set up to be the 3rd strikeout.
Yeah. Wonder what's up with that.
Oh well.
Cutter is up and away, 1-1. Swung on and fouled, 1-2 there. 16 pitches for Victor Moran here. Let's see if that's enough for them to bring him out for a second inning as Underwood fouls off another one. Stays at 1-2. He got him. Ham Underwood strikes out, but the Navegadores pick up a run before the side is retired. The score remains 6. The score is now, 6-0, and Naguabo now has a chance to shut down the bottom of the lineup. It'll be Valle, Gaitan, and Vélez leading off against Ted Balloon, who is at 90 pitches coming into this inning. He's allowed 3 hits, and he has 8 strikeouts. Valle is 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch. He's the only one who's reached twice. We are going to start warming people up just in case, but we think Ted has got this. Fastball misses barely, 1-0. Fouls that one off, another one. See, that I think is the secret weapon Ted has this year. He gets them to swing at to foul tip them away at the last second.
Okay.
I think that is one of the big things, because that's going to steal you a few strikes a game, and that can make the difference. 1-1 count now. As he falls under with the fastball, 2-1. 3 fastballs so far to Valle. Not afraid of him, really. See if he'll throw him a breaker here. As that is sent foul just ahead of Frank Del Castillo. That'll be strike 2. A fastball again. 4 fastballs in a row, all of them away. Weird game plan here, I would say.
Everybody loves fastballs.
That chicks dig the fastball. But hey, can't argue with success. 9th strikeout of the game for Ted Balloon on the fastball. He threw him 5 straight fastballs, and he could do nothing with them. I know I say this like once a game. That is so disrespectful.
Yep, it sure is.
That is his 78th strikeout of the season. Let's see here. His pitching splits have got to be nuts on this. In April, he struck out, let's see. Oh, these are the extended stats. I got to go to the basics. He struck out 41 guys in April in 52 innings. He's already struck out 37 in 43 innings.
Wow.
So he's walking about a guy more per game. He's striking out 0.6 guys more per game. If you want to do it that way. I don't... However you want to call that.
More than half a guy.
That's right. More than half a guy. That's got to be... That's like an inspirational biography.
That's the name of some player's biography, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. Pablo Gaitan comes up. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Base is empty and 1 out. As Gaitan, everyone in the world would have checked swing on that fastball. 1-0. The Pepinos took the lead on the Herreros, by the way. They're up 5-4. As Balloon threw him a forkball there, and it's strike 1. Gaitan swings through that fastball again. Strike 2. See if Ted's got what it takes to put him away. He does! 4 pitches, and that's Balloon's 10th strikeout of the game. That is his second 10th strikeout game in 3 starts.
Incredible. He is getting better.
Yeah, and the last time, I mean, I don't know when the last guy he struck out was, but the last time he needed all 9 innings to get those 10 strikeouts, he's already there.
Mm-hmm.
He now faces Camulojeno Vélez, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Not afraid of him either. He throws a curveball in there at the knees, 0-1. Misses with a fastball wide, 1-1 now. And misses well inside with the changeup, 2-1. Hey, another changeup in the dirt to Camulojeno Vélez. That hasn't happened in a while. It was the first pitch of the game, for those of you who may not remember. Oh boy, I don't like this. He misses again. That's ball 3. Let's see if he'll get back into this at bat or if he'll just walk him. Which he hasn't done, by the way, to any batters in this game. Yep. That'll put a man on with 2 outs for Enrique Santos, who is 0 for 3. Last time he came up, he was one of those 10 strikeouts. Curveball misses. It's 1-0. Fastball misses. It's 2-0. Ted seems to have just lost the zone here entirely. Oh my God.
Ed, don't make anyone pull you. They'll do it.
Back-to-back walks. Jeez.
You're thinking about it.
Yeah. Sam Thompson is 1 for 3. 2 on and 2 outs. Swung on into right field. That's a base hit. And I'm going to pay for that mistake.
Darn it.
De Castillo makes the throw. And they are not going to stop him clearing the bases. That's going to be a 2-run triple.
Oh, man.
Well, that's what you get when you throw outside of the zone all the time.
Uh-huh.
Vélez and Santos will score, and what was a shutout a second ago is now a 4-run game.
Oof.
Ted entered this game with a 2.14. He had it down to a 1.97 ERA. He's back. He's up to a 2.16 now, entirely on his own game planning.
Yeah.
Up comes Menendo Tafoya, who is 0 for 3. Well, Tafoya swings through that one. It'll be a forkball, 0-1. Tafoya is 16 for 52 with runners in scoring position. Balloon misses with that changeup, 1-1. And Tafoya doesn't go on a curveball. That was a strike, but isn't called as one. 2-1. He hits that one right to Benji, who's got it, makes the throw, and that's out number 3. The side is retired, and could have been retired a lot earlier if the communication there at the plate had stayed aggressive. Ceiba gets their first runs of the game here in the 8th, but the Navegadores have a chance to embarrass them further, as Kareem Anbar and Hector Varela will sit for the bottom of the inning. Pablo Salmeron will lead off the inning against Victor Moran, who pitched 1 inning over 18 pitches. He allowed a hit, an earned run, and a strikeout. Pablo Salmeron is 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Cutter misses low, 1-0. See, Cutter misses inside and is called a strike anyway. 1-1. This is just 1-1. Salmeron spikes that one foul. It'll be 1-2 now. Cutter misses inside. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit more out than that called strike was. I'll take it. 2-2 count. And he got him. Salmeron is sat down. His second strikeout of the game for Moran. And up comes Shirley, who is 0 for 2. Let's see, is there anybody else who can play? Yeah, but do I want to put him in now is the question. And the answer is no, I don't. Shirley is 0 for 2 on the day, plus a walk. 1 out, base is empty. He bounces that one right in front of the plate. He is jogging to first, and he's out. That's out number 2. Anbar and Varela will sadly not get as much of a rest as they probably hoped. As up comes Spike Stonehand, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Against righties, he's been hitting .225. Today he singled, walked, scored twice. Comes up with the bases empty and 2 outs, and watches that cutter miss away, 1-0. That cutter misses low, 2-0 now. That one misses inside. Man, he's just pitching him all over the place. Nothing in the zone so far. 3 cutters everywhere. Every which way but in.
Mm-hmm.
Now he fires the gentleman strike in there, and this is when the AB gets interesting. It's a 3-1 count. Let's see what's going to happen. Stonehand brings it to a full count by chopping that cutter foul. This will be a payoff pitch.
Here we go.
He walked him. Stonehand has drawn 2 walks in this game.
Huh.
And he didn't strike out, so his numbers are now 20 strikeouts, 16 walks. In wins above replacement, which defensively, he was so good that even though he was literally half as good as an average hitter, his OPS plus was 56. He was 44% worse than an average random replacement level LMP player.
Wow.
He still was worth nearly 2 wins to the team just on the defense, right? This year, just with a little bit of improvement in terms of drawing walks, in terms of getting the job done at the plate, and frankly, a little bit more power. He's already hit 3 doubles. Last year, he only hit 5 all year. He's already worth almost a win in like a fourth as many games.
So they keep him
He's
around.
projected to hit 3.6 wins above replacement right now.
Amazing.
For the record, Ham is projected for 5.3. If his hitting improves, that's going to get better in a hurry, because center fielders get like a bonus multiplier to their wins above replacement, because it's very difficult to be those positions. Benji gets the shortstop multiplier, which is the highest one. And remember how he was worth 13.5 wins to the team last year?
Yep.
This year, that number is currently projected to be 15.
Whoa.
That would shatter his own record. That is, again, a record.
Amazing.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Rob Feaster is up. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Man on first and 2 outs. as that is a cutter inside, 1-0. Hits that one down the left field line, but foul. Bounces off the foul pole out there. 1-1. Chops down to third base. Menendo Tafoya will have it. Throws to second to end the inning. And let's get this done. The score remains 6-2. And it'll be Ambar and Varela in the bullpen, so they'll sit down for a little bit to collect their breath as Ted at least gets the chance to start this.
Mm-hmm.
He said that. You saw him say that.
Yes.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, Ted Balloon's official comment on this inning is that he feels great. I'm just letting you all know that ahead of time.
Yeah, he says he's not even mad. He's laughing.
I would also like to report in Reyes fan news, the Reyes were getting shut out. That's my team. The Reyes were getting shut out 3-0. 1-0 by the Mogotes. They are now ahead 3-1 because Connor Guest, their highly awaited Welsh right field prospect, just hit his first home run ever.
Wow. The headlines tomorrow say, "Be our guest."
I'm sure they do, because everyone has seen Beauty and the Beast in 1904.
And that pun works perfectly in Spanish, of course.
True, yes. I'm trying to think if there is any. No, they're all like hospedaje and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough with a word that like ends with a consonant to like work it into a Spanish term.
Well, actually, here's the worst part. There are words that I think look like guest that could be useful for this, but they don't have the U, so the G there is pronounced he. So like there's gesta, which could be like a feat, the prowess of guest, but it would be la gesta de guest, so it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah.
Up comes Julian Alvarez, who is 0-3 on the day. Last at bat, Alvarez grounded out. This time, he does so as well. Hits that to Wally Bach, who has all the time in the world to make that throw, and that's 1 pitch and 1 out. Up comes Luis Davila, who is 1-3 against Ted. Against righties, he's hitting .304, so must be the lefties he's got trouble with. Outfield playing in for Davila as that curveball misses low, 1-0. That fastball, it is called ball 2. It didn't have to be. 2-0. Oh my god, here we go again. Davila watches that fastball miss, and it's a 3-0 count. Again, those are 2 edge calls he could have gotten at any time, but, Hitters count. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he actually throws the gentleman's strike. That's not very common from Ted. It's a 3-1 count now, and let's see what he does next. He gets a swing and miss on the curveball. So this will be a payoff pitch. I fully expected that to be the walk. Fouls that one off. That's okay. Man, Ted, 120 pitches, just cool as a cucumber. And he got him on the fastball. His 11th strikeout of the game. That's got to be a career record. I don't think he's ever struck out 11 guys.
Wow.
I don't know if there's any way to know this for him. Well, before today, he'd only ever struck out 10 in one game.
Okay. That's
and he struck out 10 in that one, so he just set a career high.
Okay. And now he's doing it again.
No. I mean, he set a career high last time with 10.
Yeah, but now he's doing it again with 11, right?
Okay, yes. We are on the same page. Cool.
Yes.
Up comes Teucro Gonzalez, who is 0-3. 2 outs, bases empty. Come on, Ted. Summon up the blood. Imitate the action of a tiger. Strike 1 on the low changeup. Gets the call this time. Umpire might want to go home. Gets the swing and miss on the fastball. 2 strikes. Boy, what a swing and miss on that one. What were you looking at?
Yeah,
Was he
really.
trying to defend himself from a bird?
That must be it.
And here we go. Got him! That pitch is a changeup for strike 3. Balloon sets the regular season record for single game strikeouts with 12 on that final changeup. And Naguabo secures the win 6-2 over Ceiba.
Wow. Pretty great.
He was, wow. He was dialed in all game. If not for that one mistake to Sam Thompson, I mean, it would have been you could still argue it's the best game of his career.
Yeah. And I see he got player of the game. Not surprising.
Yeah, of course he did. I mean, game score of 81, 12 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 runs, both earned on that Sam Thompson triple, 4 hits. Again, if he just gone after them like he did in every other inning, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Sancho Rodriguez takes a 7th loss of the season, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and of course, that beautiful 2-run homer to Rob Feaster, that grackle a tackle that put them way over the top there. Rob Feaster, one of 2 multi-hit games. Benji Valdez had the other one. Coincidentally, they both stole 2 bases apiece to put him at 37 and 28. Frank, Bach, Underwood, Salmeron, and Stonehand all had hits. So, in fact, the only member of the lineup, as far as I can tell, to not have made it on base tonight was Vidal Santiago.
Okay. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And they drew 4 walks, 2 of which were by Spike Stonehand. Do you know? I'm going to bet you right now Spike Stonehand has never drawn 2 walks in one game before. I can't verify that, but it feels true.
I would believe it, yeah.
Thank you, Will, for coming. We really appreciate you being here. This was a great game to watch, guys. Like, sometimes we sit down in front of the computer, we rig up the simulator and everything, and we think, this is going to go badly, or this isn't going to be anything super interesting. And then this happens, and you remember why it is so much fun to do this.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we let them go?
I did doubt, and then I got very nervous when we saw those 2 runs by Ceiba, but you know what? They did it, and they did a great job, and Ted really impressed me, so it was a great game.
I'm really impressed with his performance in this game. Often, when he loses control of the ball that quickly, he just kind of falls apart. But this is a different Ted. He, for whatever reason, just refuses to do that now. He just, comes up and if he allows those runs, yes, he goes aggressively after the next hitter, and he just basically says, I dare you to take the ball from me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I think it is? It's competition. That's what it is.
That would make sense.
It's the fact that the guy behind him in the rotation, Everton Stack, is such a good pitcher that it makes him even better.
That's great.
Anyway, gente, thank you very much for coming. We deeply, deeply enjoyed this game, and we hope that you did as well. If you're joining us late, then we hope that maybe you'll catch the rest of the game when we put it out on video on demand, and you can watch the last one that we streamed as well. We'll be back next week with a June game of some kind, and we'll see how we rig up the week after that. We might have to do a cheeky early broadcast there to get the All-Star game out of the way. Maybe if I don't know if I can actually do this. I think I may have messed it up. We may try to see if we can do the home run derby this year. Just to see who signs up for it. Because it's going to be 8 Canadians. I can guarantee you that much right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe 7 Canadians and Julio Rubio. But that's it. That's the only 2 possible configurations we're going to see. At any rate. Until next time. This has been, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. Buenas noches. Gracias mil. y Dios les bendiga.